All right. So moving on to topic two. So Pi, what is your topic today?
I just want to get a little bit personal. It's like, what is your motivation to continue streaming?
Mm.
I haven't streamed in a while. That's because I've been doing other things and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get back into it for sure, though.
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
So yeah, what is your motivation for streaming?
Well, okay. I mean, I'm sure I've told this story numerous times already, but I didn't think I was going to stream at all or make content or anything like that. It was actually a friend of mine who wanted to get into it, YouTube wise. Um, I figured I'd help him out. Thought it'd be fun. And we had another friend join us along the way, and then my buddy John turned me over to Twitch and was like, "Oh, you should check this thing out. You know, people playing games live and talking with people and just playing them right then and there." And I was like, "Okay." So we checked it out. We decided to give it a try, and my friend said, "Yeah, you seem to really have a handle for this, or at least like I did better than them. They thought. I don't know. um,
Natural ability, maybe?
maybe." Um, so yeah, from there it was the drive was let's make this thing happen of the channel together, and things happened. They didn't want to do it anymore, or just didn't have the time, whatever it is. But when I was doing it, it became fun. It was a hobby. It was something to put time and energy into, and an outlet, I guess you could say. Um, so obviously I've been streaming for a while now. I think 2015 was the start, around April.
Something like
So
that? You just did like your 4-year anniversary, I think
yeah,
it was?
something like that. So yeah, 2015. And it's funny, I have like this notebook in my room of like all of our notes of like when we started the YouTube channel, when I started Twitch, and like what our schedules were and stuff like that. So it's always funny looking back at that notebook and be just like, oh boy, this is what we were trying to do. Um, and I always go back to that notebook and write down like yearly stats. Just, I don't know why. It was just something I did after the first year. And it's nice to look back and be like, oh, this is how much you've grown, or whatever it is. Um,
Nice to reminisce.
exactly. So, what motivates me now? Well, first things first, it's definitely a time, obviously, to sit down and just play games. I've noticed recently, like, games are. Obviously, I still love them. I want to play them, but sometimes the desire to play them and finish them is very hit or miss. Um, there's been a lot of games that have come out this year where I've started it, I've enjoyed it, I like the game, but just for some reason, either the next thing came along or I just stopped playing it altogether. An example I can think of is God of War, because I've been playing that again recently, trying to get through that. Kingdom Hearts 3, I made a decent way through, but then stopped. And I mean, this has always been something I've done, unfortunately, but I don't have like the drive I did when I was younger to be like, oh, let's go home and game and play this and beat it and stuff like that. So stream has definitely helped me of set aside a time like this is your time to relax, this is your time to play games, and use it as a backlog opportunity to beat games I haven't in the past because sticking the schedule and whatever. Um, but it's nice, obviously, seeing the same people over and over again, like yourself and Lady and Rainbow and Jeff Reg and all these people, and chatting with them, and building a friendship and bond. And over last year, I know I was very motivated by numbers. Like, I was very driven to get numbers. Let's get viewers, let's get followers, let's get subs. And it's definitely needed in a way. But it
Yeah,
can also be very toxic in another. And
very much so.
oh yeah, and I mean, just like anything, it's a very competitive field, and obviously with the times, the ability to stream has become more accessible. So you like literally anybody could do it. You can do it from your PS4, you can do it from your Xbox, or if you want to get fancier, grab a webcam and mic and stuff like that. Um, but I was noticing a downtrend of like I'm thinking about this way too much, and that's not good. Obviously, the goal is to be better and do better, but if I have a negative feeling about it all the time, what's the point? So recently,
Yeah.
I've been just trying to have fun with it. A lot of people recommend play things you want to play, which I've always done for the most part. Um, but yeah, I don't know. My big motivation, like anything, I want to improve. If we reach that pinnacle of whatever it is, great. But as long as I feel like I'm benefiting and improving myself from this, whether it's my social abilities or my presentation abilities or graphics or obviously building friendships, like I think that ultimately is better than anything else. Um, so yeah, I guess that would be my motivation is I want to get better at it, but I want to be positive about it
That's pretty good motivation, I'd say.
too. um, but
Personally, oh, go ahead.
yeah, I was about to ask you, like, I know you stream yourself. What would you say motivates you?
Well, personally, pretty much my main motivation is one, trying to clear out the Xbox catalog,
Mm-hmm.
which is growing by the day, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Then, if I'm just able to be there for someone who just wants to talk to someone or just needs someone to be there for them, if I'm able to be there for them, then hey, that's good. I'm helping them out, and yeah,
Mm-hmm.
just trying to help others. Not much in ways of the amount of or the amount of things that motivates, but I'd say those are important motivators.
For sure. For sure. Yeah, and I mean, you don't necessarily need a list for anything. Like, some people just have their goals off of one thing. Like, I want to do this, and they just go for it. And, yeah, I mean, this whole process, while it's had up and downs, I wouldn't have changed anything for anything. Like, I know, obviously, John and Jones, who were the people who did the YouTube channel with me, like, I have no hard feelings against them. I mean, I have nothing but thanks for them, like, especially John for putting me on this path, because this is never something I thought I would do on my own. Um, and it's led to so many opportunities and just experiences. Obviously, the friendships with you and the other mods and the viewers. The Kind of Funny community. Obviously, I was just a fan in there, and I'm still, not the most outspoken guy there by any chance. But there's friendships and bonds there of, hey, we stream, hey, we should play something together, whether it was Super Killer Bunny, whether it was Uber Brent, whether it was Snowbike Mike, just all these people and connections we've made on Twitch through live streaming. And then obviously going to TwitchCon was amazing and learning more about that and meeting more people. And then going on Kind of Funny and doing the podcast. Like, I would never think to go on camera, be in front of all these people and talk about yourself for 40 minutes and answer questions. Like, that was never me as a kid of let's public speak or anything like that. And I mean, I'm not still going to be the first person to jump up and like, yeah, I'll talk in front of 1,000 people. Hell no. But it's more, it's way better than it was. And I feel like even with 2 people watching, this platform has given me something that I can improve myself in with talking or just being comfortable with myself. Like, that's a big one too. Because, yeah, obviously you got people on the internet who are assholes, but there's a lot of people who are just out there, like you said, just want to talk about stuff, whether maybe they're having a bad day or they want to talk about a game that they love. I mean, I remember the first time he popped in, Final Fantasy Tactics Advance.
Yeah.
I don't think I had anybody else in there. And we were just like, hey, let's talk about this game that we both love and enjoy. And, I mean, you've been watching for 3 years? 2 years? 2 years you subbed, and then, yeah, probably 3 years.
3.5, maybe?
I want to say it was
Something like
2016, 2015, because that was California. So, Yeah, it's been a
Yeah.
while. And that's just off of one game. And you stuck around. So
Yeah, I like the personality.
exactly. So yeah, there's a lot of opportunity on this platform to um, obviously find new friendships and grow yourself, and other people can grow it from it too. Because I remember you weren't streaming originally, but now you're giving it a try, whether it's on Twitch or on Mixer. Um, and yeah, obviously other people find things that they want to do on this platform. Obviously, Twitch has kind of opened up from the game since it started. Like, obviously, they got cooking now, they got the esports stuff, they got wrestling on there. There's a lot of shit going on. Um, and everybody can find a benefit from it, whether you want to do painting and just work on that, or I know Snow Mike he wants to work on commentating for himself, so he hosts the tournaments every once in a while. Um, or just spending time with friends. Like Jeff Reg always talks about it in his stream. Like, you could be doing 800 other things right now, but you chose to come in here and hang out with me, and that's awesome. Like, just hanging out with friends, playing a game, flipping out on the console because of how wacky a game that is. That was a fun adventure Friday night. But it's a lot of fun, and that would be my big thing for anybody if they're watching this, and whether they want to make content or just wonder how it's done. Like, yeah, it's a lot of work, but it's about your mindset, just like with anything else. If you get too in your head about it and question everything, it's not going to happen. It's not going to work. You're going to stress yourself out too much. And I mean, I'm not saying like, oh, I'm the best and I'm the most successful, because no. I mean, I'm successful in other ways, but not numbers ways. But I would definitely recommend, like, just be yourself, play what you want, try not to worry about numbers. They're important, but don't get all wrapped up in them. And, the rest will follow. Obviously, put yourself out there, because nothing's going to happen on its own, but
Yeah, if you don't start streaming, you can't go following.
exactly. So be
Or
ready
you
for the
don't-
grind.
Yeah.
Put work in, put time in. And even if you have a strong community of 20 people, that's 20 people you didn't know before, or at least a group you didn't have before.
Very true.
So I actually want to kind of flip this back on you. I know you talked about what motivated you. Like I mentioned, you kind of recently went over to Mixer. What was your thinking behind that?
For that, Twitch is very oversaturated in terms of streams because it's like you said, everyone can do it.
Mm-hmm.
Mixer is a bit of a smaller platform, I think, and so I think there is more opportunity to grow on that for me.
Mm-hmm.
You've been doing this for, like you said, 5 years. I barely started last year. It's very hard to get start later on.
Yeah.
And on Mixer, I think there's a bit more discoverability for newer content streamers.
Mm-hmm.
And from what I've seen, I haven't been on there very long, but like it has its own benefits to itself too. Like, I think one of the more recent things they're doing is that they found a way to somehow allow people to support their streamers if they don't have any money to do it themselves.
Okay.
So they're very helpful towards streamers. I don't know how helpful Twitch is. I think they're pretty good about it. It makes it seems more streamer friendly at this point.
Okay.
I don't know, and because it is a Microsoft service and I am going through the complete Xbox collection, it just seems like a more natural home for it.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
And that's about it for that.
All right. Yeah, you mentioned new streams, like discovering them. That's something that, like, I notice myself doing, and I know a lot of people do it. obviously you follow some channels, and those are your go-tos. There's not, I don't know, at least for myself, I don't find myself like going to look out of my way for other people. And I should do that more, of just being like, pop in, like, see if some people are cool, you know? Does this person resonate with me or whatever? It's a big networking thing because you can bounce off audiences and stuff like that. I mean, going back to the kind of funny guys, like, obviously, Snow Mike Mike, Super Killer Bunny, like, there's some back and forth audiences there. I mean, maybe they don't stick around as much, but at least they would pop in and be like, oh, hey, how's it going? You know, blah, 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 check in real quick. All right, cool, have a good one. You know, something.
Yeah, it's
But
something.
at least you get that foot in the door. And then, you know, maybe gradually they'll hang out more and more, and you go from there. Um, but yeah, that's good that Mixer has that discoverability. Because, yeah, I totally agree. Twitch is giant in its user base. And,
Yes.
I mean, I remember when Mixer started, like, that was a big, not joke, but it was like, oh, really? This is a thing? But it seems like, I know, obviously you're on there, and then another friend of mine is on there, but it seems like it's working for them. So, like you said, it's a little bit more niche, whatever you say it, for the
Niche, yeah.
Xbox community. And if people go there and they're enjoying themselves, then more power to them, you know. Hopefully it's a more tight-knit group and things can happen, and if it works over there for you and it grows, then that's awesome, you know. Nothing wrong with that. Absolutely.
Yeah, just a little bit scary just doing whole fresh start.
Yeah, I can understand that. Like, you can definitely, yeah, it's always the positive and the negative. Like, fresh starts are good, but yeah, I totally understand, like, because you got to start from square one and getting people in the door and watching you. Um, I think I'd like it just for the reimagining or like redoing.
The
of,
re-imaging.
yeah, exactly. And just going fresh foot forward, like, okay, nobody knows me here, so I could do something different or present it differently. But yeah, I totally understand the, not negativity, but the
Downside.
your timidness to the fresh start. Totally makes sense. But yeah, you put in the time to it, and you have that angle of the Xbox collection. Not many people have that, so that might be a draw to you and yourself, that people kind of resonate with.
Yeah, I'm hoping that's the case.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, I've been enjoying it.
That's good. That's the important thing, as long as you're enjoying it. Because if you're not, then what's the point, as we talked about?
Yeah.
All right. Anything else you got for that topic, Pie?
No, not really.
All right. Well, I like that one. That was good. I appreciate that. It's always nice to kind of rethink, like, why are you doing the thing you're doing? Because, you know, it can either reinvigorate your energy, or maybe you just got to take a step back and kind of re-look and think about everything. So I appreciate that.
No problem.
good.
It's always good to just think upon things and evaluate them.
Absolutely. Absolutely.